I still remember that travel day when my stomach turned on me halfway through a market in Hanoi. I had nothing fancy, just a little porridge a street vendor made for me, and within an hour I could stand and walk and actually enjoy the rest of the day. That simple bowl is what today is about. Small kitchen acts that steady the gut so you can keep living your life.
That image is perfect. Today, we break down practical, evidence-aware ways to calm mild digestive upset. A soothing congee, a 24-hour quick ferment you can use sparingly, and safe herbal options. We'll also be very clear about when to seek medical care.
We've got two guests with us, Dr. Maya Patel, a gastroenterologist who'll help us understand the red flags, and Lynn Nguyen, who works with traditional ferments and herbs. Welcome, both of you.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm happy to talk about what's reasonable to try at home and what absolutely requires medical attention. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to share simple, safe ways people have used for generations to settle the stomach. Little recipes that are easy to make at home.
Let's start with what most of us experience. Fiona, can you paint a picture of common digestive symptoms and what's usually going on?
Sure. People call about bloating, a sense of fullness, mild nausea, loose stools, or irregularity. Biologically speaking, these are often short-term responses, mild infections, food sensitivities, a change in routine, travel, or simply low-grade inflammation. The body usually resets with gentle support, hydration, rest, bland foods, within a few days. But it's important to know when it's not just a short-term issue.
Dr. Maya, listeners want to know, what are the red flags where home remedies aren't enough?
If you have severe abdominal pain that comes on suddenly, high fever, persistent vomiting that prevents keeping fluids down, bloody stool, unexplained weight loss, or symptoms that last more than a few days without improvement, those are red flags. Also, if you're immunocompromised or pregnant and you have concerning symptoms, call your clinician early. Home care is for mild, short-term discomfort. Anything that suggests serious infection, obstruction, or bleeding needs immediate evaluation.
Excellent, thank you. Lynn, in many traditions, people turn to simple foods first. What are the gentle go-to remedies you see in your work?
Simple porridges like congee, light steamed vegetables, ginger, fennel, and small amounts of mild fermented veggies. These are grounding, hydrating, and easy to digest. The idea is to rest the stomach while offering flavor and small amounts of beneficial microbes from gentle ferments. The key is simplicity and gentle preparation, nothing heavy or greasy.
From a physiological perspective, these foods provide fluids, electrolytes, gentle carbohydrates for energy, and sometimes compounds that soothe digestion, like ginger's anti-nausea compounds and fennel's carminative effects. Ferments can offer microbial diversity, but they're not a cure-all, and they aren't appropriate for everyone.
Okay, let's get into the hands-on parts. First up, our soothing congee. I'll read the ingredients slowly so listeners can jot them down or gather them. If you're cooking along, take your time. We'll pause between steps. Ingredients: 1 cup of short-grained rice, rinsed, 4 cups of low-sodium broth or water, 1 tablespoon of fresh ginger, grated, 1 teaspoon of crushed fennel seed, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, or to taste, an optional teaspoon of sesame oil or a splash of soy sauce to finish. For a little protein, you can add a soft-cooked egg at the end.
Quick substitutions. If you're low FODMAP sensitive, use the green parts of scallion only, or skip the onion family entirely. For a low-sodium option, use water and add just a pinch of salt at the end. If you're pregnant, avoid raw or undercooked eggs. Use a soft-boiled, fully cooked egg, or skip it.
Equipment: a medium pot with a lid, a wooden spoon, and a ladle or bowl for serving. Okay, step 1. Put 1 cup of rinsed rice and 4 cups of water or broth into the pot. Turn the heat to medium-high and bring to a gentle boil. Step 2. Once it reaches a gentle boil, lower to a simmer and add the grated ginger and crushed fennel. Give it a gentle stir. You'll start to smell the ginger, nice and warming. That aroma's a good cue. Step 3. Cover partially and simmer on low for 25 to 35 minutes. stirring now and then so the rice doesn't stick. Aim for a soupy, creamy texture. If it looks too thick, add a little water. If it's too thin, simmer uncovered a bit longer.
Step 4. When the rice has broken down and the porridge is creamy, taste and add the 1/4 teaspoon of salt, or to your preference. If you want extra calming benefits, add a small piece of cooked carrot or a handful of steamed greens. These add fiber gently and a little texture.
Step 5. If you like, crack in a soft cooked egg or top with a teaspoon of sesame oil for richness. Serve warm. Step 6. Sit with it, breathe, and notice how the warmth settles. This is ritual as well as food.
I love that sensory moment. Congee is flexible. You can make it plain and soothing, or add small, well-cooked bits for extra nutrition. The texture is part of the medicine. Soft, easy to digest, warm to the belly.
All right, next recipe, a 24-hour quick ferment you can keep in the fridge. Lynn, take us through ingredients slowly.
Ingredients for a simple, quick ferment. 2 cups shredded cabbage or grated carrots. 1 teaspoon fine salt per 2 cups of vegetables. That's roughly a 1.5 to 2% salt ratio by weight if you're measuring precisely. Optional, 1 teaspoon grated apple or a splash of apple juice for a touch of sugar to kickstart fermentation, and a clean jar with a weight to keep the vegetables submerged. That's it. Step 1. Toss your shredded veg with the salt and massage it for a few minutes until it softens and releases liquid. You'll see brine form. That's good. Step 2. Pack the veg tightly into a jar. Press down so the liquid covers the vegetables, and place a weight on top to keep everything submerged. Step 3. Put a loose lid or cloth on and refrigerate for 24 hours. Taste gently after 24 hours. The flavor should be bright, slightly tangy. If it smells rotten or has slimy textures or mold on top, discard it.
Important safety notes. Keep this in the fridge to slow fermentation and reduce risk. For immunocompromised people or those with severe histamine sensitivity or SIBO, fermented foods can cause issues. Start with a teaspoon, wait a day, and notice how you respond. And if you're pregnant or have specific medical conditions, check with your provider before adding regular ferments.
Lynn, what are the easy signs a ferment is good versus when it's gone bad?
Good signs: a pleasant tang, bubbles in the jar, crisp texture in the vegetables. Bad signs: fuzzy, colorful mold on the surface, a rotten or putrid smell, or sliminess. If you see those, throw it out. Also, if something tastes off on the first tiny taste, don't push it. Discard.
For listeners with histamine issues or SIBO, fermented foods can aggravate symptoms. A non-ferment alternative that still offers gentle texture is steamed carrots, tossed with a splash of apple cider vinegar or lemon and a pinch of salt. No live cultures, but still pleasant and easy to digest.
We've covered recipes. Now let's talk about herb safety and interactions. Fiona, what should people watch for with ginger, fennel, and other common herbs?
Ginger is generally safe and helpful for nausea, but at very high doses, it can thin the blood. If you're on blood thinners, check with your clinician. Fennel is usually fine in culinary amounts, but can interact with estrogen-sensitive conditions in large medicinal doses. Again, kitchen amounts are typically safe. Also note, any herb can cause allergic reactions. If you've never had fennel or sesame before, try a small amount first. We'll include detailed herb drug notes in the show notes.
And a clinical note: if someone's symptoms are persistent, severe, or they see blood in their stool, that's not the time for home herbs. Also be cautious with immunocompromised people and raw or unpasteurized ferments. Those groups have higher risk if a ferment is contaminated. When in doubt, err on the side of medical evaluation.
We promised a 3-day testing plan. Fiona, walk listeners through that so they can try these remedies mindfully.
Day 1. Stick to the congee and rest. Light, bland, and hydrating. Observe symptoms. Are they improving within a few hours to a day? Day 2. Try a teaspoon of the quick ferment with 1 meal and note any reaction over 24 hours. Bloating, increased pain, or changes in stool. Day 3. If all feels stable, you can slowly increase the ferment serving to 1 tablespoon or add a mild protein to the congee. If at any point you see red flag symptoms we described earlier, stop and seek medical care.
Trust your body's cues. Ferments are lively. They'll tell you if they're not right for you. A little humility with new foods goes a long way.
Before we close, any final takeaways? Dr. Maya.
Mild digestive upset is common and often helped by hydration, simple foods like congee, and careful reintroduction of gentle ferments. But be vigilant for red flags: severe pain, fever, bloody stools, persistent vomiting, or symptoms that worsen. If you're on important medications or immunocompromised, check with your clinician before trying new herbal or fermented products.
My practical summary: hydration, gentle carbohydrate, congee, a little ginger for nausea, and cautious testing of fermented vegetables. Keep portions small, move slowly, and use substitutions we mentioned if you have sensitivities.
And for me, small, regular acts in the kitchen are care. You don't need dramatic fixes. One simple bowl, one thoughtful change. Start small. Notice how you feel. You've got this.
We'll put full recipes, a printable safety checklist, herb drug notes, and a 3-day test card in the show notes. We love to hear how it goes. Tag @EarthyRemedy on Instagram or send us a voice note with your experience.
For any medical concerns, contact your healthcare provider. And check the show notes for clinician-reviewed guidance and links to reputable sources.
Thank you, Dr. Maya and Lynn, for joining us and sharing such useful, grounded wisdom.
Thank you. Happy to help.
Be gentle with yourselves and with your food.
Listen to your body. Trust the earth. Feel the difference. We'll see you next time.